Tonight you'll hear a story that no one else saw coming. A body emerges from Brighton's snow, hiding a secret buried for a decade, and a killer so meticulous no one suspected. Before we dive into the mystery, make sure to subscribe to The Silent Case and hit that like button. The snow fell thick and relentless, swallowing the familiar hum of Brighton. The pier stretched ahead, wooden planks slick beneath my boots, each step muted by the wind's low wail. And then I saw it. A shape, dark and unmoving, half buried beneath the blanket of white. My chest tightened. Driftwood, I thought at first, but the outline was too deliberate to be accidental. It was a body. Cold had drained the life from his lips. Eyes closed, fingers curled around a small scrap of paper. No one had reported him missing. No one had noticed. And yet here he lay, preserved as if the snow itself had waited for someone to uncover him. I unfolded the paper, words jagged and deliberate. You should have stayed buried. Callum Reeves, once a journalist who tore into the powerful and unmasked secrets no one wanted revealed. His final article vanished 10 years ago, erased from history as though it had never existed. And now, someone had returned to meticulously recreate the past. Every detail deliberate, every shadow measured. The wind carried the scent of salt and damp wood, mingled with something acrid, like ink scorched on paper. Brighton slept beneath a white cloak, unaware of the crimson secret lying at its feet. But I could feel it pressing down. A story that demanded attention, a narrative waiting to be understood. Footprints in the snow led me along the pier, too neat, too deliberate to be random. They guided me toward a dimly lit cafe. Inside, warmth faint, the smell of burnt coffee thick in the air. A waitress looked at me nervously. He left something, she whispered. Been watching the pier all night. Outside again, in the snow, it waited. I picked it up carefully. Pages of detailed sketches depicting the pier, the streets, the exact spot where Callum now lay. In the margins, a single name repeated, Lennox. Lennox. I remembered him. A businessman ruined by one of Callum's exposés who had vanished into obscurity, swallowed by bitterness and obsession. And yet, here he was, orchestrating a plan that had taken 10 years to unfold. Every line, every shadow, every meticulous detail. Deliberate, intentional, a message to be discovered by someone who would see it. The snowstorm intensified. Flakes stung my cheeks, blurred the city lights, distorted the edges of reality. Shadows shifted at the corner of my vision, vanishing when I tried to focus. Brighton seemed alive, whispering secrets only I could perceive. A narrow alley behind the pier held another fragment. Pinned against a weathered wall, frost clinging to the edges, pages waited. Drawings of Brighton as it had been 10 years ago. Streets, faces, moments frozen in memory. At the end, a path emerged, leading toward the outskirts of the city, to a place abandoned, long forgotten. The warehouse loomed dark and silent, fog curling around shattered windows. The door groaned as I pushed it open. Inside, walls plastered with photographs, faces frozen in shock, joy, or oblivion. The air smelled of ink and snow, metallic, cold. A chair sat in the center, draped with a red scarf, still warm with purpose. The door clicked behind me. "Detective Dune," a voice whispered, low and measured, echoing through the space. "You've come at last." Lennox emerged from the shadows, tall, precise, unshaken. His eyes burned with a quiet fire. "People forget," he said softly. "They move on. But debts, some debts are never forgotten." I scanned the photographs. Every face, every date, every scribbled note tied back to Callum's story. This was not random. This was a symphony of revenge, executed over a decade with painstaking precision. Every movement, every staged scene, every detail, deliberate, intentional, meant for someone to see, to understand. "Why now?" I asked, voice steady despite the cold and tension pressing in. "Because," he replied, a faint smile tugging at his lips, "the world deserves to remember. Some secrets deserve to be found in the snow." The warehouse itself seemed charged, heavy with the weight of planning and patience. Callum's body had been the opening statement, a declaration that debts were being collected. The crimson snow, the careful staging, the deliberate notes, all performance, meticulous, ritualistic, a message left for those willing to see. A scraping sound from above made me spin. Nothing. But the warning was clear. Someone was watching, waiting. Every step I took, every move I made had been anticipated, part of a design laid down 10 years ago. Outside, snow thickened, muffling footsteps, blurring the city lights. I followed faint traces back to the pier. Shadows shifted in the fog, fleeting and ephemeral. Whispers traveled on the wind. Fragments of conversations, half-remembered warnings, echoes of things long past. Each step revealed more of the story unfolding in real time. A footprint here, a smudge of frost there, a note left like a quiet taunt. Then I understood. This was not chaos, not random malice, this was remembrance. Each body, each scene, each deliberate act of terror was a message, an echo of history resurrected in snow and blood. Dawn crept across the horizon, pale light spilling over Brighton, illuminating the red-stained snow with an almost ethereal glow. Lennox appeared, silhouette sharp against the muted sunrise, calm, deliberate, every movement precise. "You understand now, don't you?" he said, quiet but intense. Every name, every detail, every life, a history rewritten. I realized then that every death, every stage scene, every deliberate moment of terror was part of a long, patient plan for revenge. And I was the final witness, the one who had to see, comprehend, and perhaps intervene. I lunged instinctively, but he vanished into the shadows. All that remained was Callum's frozen body, a monument to a debt meticulously collected over 10 years. Brighton would wake soon. Tourists strolling, children laughing, gulls circling lazily overhead. No one would notice the pattern, the shadows of vengeance cast across the city. Only I knew. Only I understood. Sometimes truth does not scream. Sometimes it waits, hidden in footprints, sketches, snow red as blood. Tonight, Brighton whispered one of its oldest secrets, a secret no one else saw. The snow continued to fall, indifferent, silent, crimson in memory and intent. Someone had planned this. Someone had waited. And unless I traced every thread, there would be more. Brighton slept, oblivious, and I walked the pier, boots crunching through red snow, carrying secrets the world had never noticed. If you enjoyed this story, let us know your favorite part in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to The Silent Case so you never miss a secret the world doesn't know.